The main purpose of the Buckingham Canal Society, it was founded in 1992, and it's to promote the restoration of the disused canal. This is the disused Buckingham Canal that used to run from the village of Cosgrove in Northampton to the town of Buckingham. At present we run 3 work parties a month on alternate Thursdays and on the second Sunday of each month. We normally get between about 8 and 14 volunteers. Volunteers come for the first time. We try and find a task they enjoy doing, and we get people to swap around a lot. And the other thing we've just started doing in the last couple of years is working with companies to do team building days, including people like the Open University, Santander. They come out and their people will spend a day with us. This is at our summer site at Little Hill Farm, and this is probably our last work party down here before we move on to our winter site. What the volunteers are doing here, they're helping to restore a lovely old canal bridge. This is mainly repointing work on the canal bridge itself. And secondly, they're actually trimming and clearing a very, very overgrown footpath. When we first came down to work on the site, you literally couldn't walk along the footpath at all. It had been left for about 50 years, and the whole thing had been totally overgrown. The weather is a very important factor. Even in this climate, so far this year, I think we've only had to abandon 1 day due to rain. And once you're out there and once you're doing something physical, it actually can be quite enjoyable. As I said, we can usually get away with it unless it's absolutely pouring down with rain. People do come and help us, and I think in some ways they probably enjoy getting a little bit muddy. Probably expect to get a little bit muddy, and they're quite happy to do so. Our volunteers are working at a place called Hyde Lane Lock. We actually got a grant to replace some of the brickwork in the lock, but it didn't include the flight of steps. So they've actually been working last year just to rebuild this flight of steps. A lot of the lock was filled with reeds, which is very beneficial to wildlife, but there were too many of them. Another group have been clearing a channel through the reeds so we got a fresh flow of water. There is a stream running past it, and eventually we hope to divert it and fill that particular bit of the canal. Last year we were very lucky to get a grant from the Woodland Trust to plant 100 native saplings. They all had to be native trees. We've got them for local nurseries, and our volunteers sort of spent a community planting day, which we advertised to the whole of the community to try and get as many people as possible to come along and help plant these saplings. I think we've made quite a difference down there, because we've been getting excellent feedback from people that walk past, because that particular site is on part of the North Ouse Valley Way. So of course we get a lot of people walking along there, particularly at weekends. I always enjoyed working outside, and I've belonged to various conservation groups in the past that have gone outside work. But I'm also a boater, and I love canals, and somebody then told me about a group that combined the two things. It was conservation work and also a way of helping to restore a disused canal and bring it back into working order again. When I was at work, I was always the assistant, but not the one that stood out in front. I'm now retired, so the volunteering has now become very much part of my life. We have changed enormously that I would not have volunteered to take on and lead a group. So it's made an amazing difference to me, because I'm actually now chairman of the Buckingham Canal Society.